Welcome back. Well, I'm really excited for the release of our next guest's book of poetry. Guam's Poet Laureate Fred Quinene is with us along with Victoria Lola Leon Guerrero from the University of Guam Press to tell us more. She is also the editor. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
And welcome, Mr. Quinene.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. And so we are here today to talk about your book called An Islander's Voice. And so can you tell us more about the themes in your poetry? What do you write about?
The book is, you know, I like to, actually I think that word voice means, you know, that we've always been trying to have the U.S. listen to us. And so even that book will tell you in the section that has political thoughts, it will tell you that you know, our voice have to be heard. And I don't know, but that's the sum total of all that I have written in my life. And I have been writing poetry, believe it or not, since I was third grade.
Wow.
And I cannot prove it, but I do. One of the poems in there, I think, was a 5-year-old that Brendis. It's a poem that I wrote when I was 5. Two Lovers poem is when I wrote when I was probably like in the these are poems that lasted, and I owe it to my wife.
Aww.
Because she's the one who tried to collect the things. But of course, against nature. And in the beginning, you know, we weren't living in concrete houses, so things normally are never safe. So writings, they disappear. But I literally wrote over thousands, not hundreds, mind you, but thousands of poems.
Thousands of poems.
Even when I was small, I would like to. Did some more, you know, when old ladies and old men sing, they have to make up their Chamorro word. What is Chamorita? They would sometimes they would ask me to think of things because I can do those things too, but I don't sing. That's my. I write poetry because I cannot sing.
You write poetry because you can't sing?
Yes, because everybody must do their thing.
I love it. Well, you can write incredible poems. This is an incredible, incredible book. And so that was my next question, Mr. Quinene. You said, why do you write poetry?
I don't know, it's just in me. And I'm sure you know that there is more than one type of poetry. And I have had poems that were individually published or something like that. And I like the making words rhyme and using quarts. In other words, 4 lines. With making, I can write poetry where the word in the last line, in the last words in the first line, second, third, fourth, can all rhyme. Wow. To me, that's harder than just writing, you know, your beautiful eyes are mesmerizing, and it makes me tingle all over. No, I like to make words rhyme. I like to tell people to love one another. That is really my aim. And I would shout it today with you on KUAM.
Wow.
You know? Yeah.
That was beautiful.
I can do those things, you know.
And so,
this is a picture of my book that my daughter put together for you so you can look. Then, of course, you have to read it, buy it and read it.
Perfect. And so my last question is, you know, do you have any advice for aspiring local authors here on Guam?
I want to let everybody know, everybody is a poet, believe it or not. Everybody support us. And just write what you feel in your heart and in your mind. Let it go. You believe how successful you cannot believe how successful you can be. Take that from me.
Wow, a poet. You are a living poet. That is incredible. You write poetry on a daily, and we've just listened to some of his rhymes right here on KUAM.
A lot of people think that they can never understand how I can do a long poem overnight. You know, I don't. And I'll tell you this: nobody can prove it now, but Ambassador Zero and I went. We were in Hawaii, and we had to talk together in rhyming words.
Perfect. Incredible.
And he didn't make me go hide back. I went after him. He went after me.
Nice. And again, we can hear more about this book this Thursday. Can you just quickly tell us where we can find this book and Mr. Quinene?
Absolutely. So UOG Press will be launching An Islander's Voice this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. at the Micronesian Area Research Center at the University of Guam. It's the same building as the Computer Center on the second floor. He'll be there to read some poetry, do some book signings, and then his family is also providing some refreshments for afterwards, so a light reception where you can actually meet him and talk about the poems.
Perfect.
The books will be available for sale for $15, and then after the launch, it'll be available in local bookstores and on the UOG Press website.
Nice. So again, you don't want to miss it. It's this Thursday happening at 5:30 p.m. at the Mark Center at UOG, and Mr. Quinene will be there to talk more about his book.